Alright, well, this is Twistales. This demo is not doing the best impression by just technical weirdness. So, but we're gonna try to do this anyway. Twistales is a dark fantasy 3D adventure in Cinderella Chronicles. Use magic and with blood touches. You were to battle corrupted enemies, transcend into badass mode. Solve puzzles like a 3D adventure games, right? Plan to be released 2025, or the current date might change, might not. This is a very early pre-alpha demo. It's nice that you put out demos, but just having like this weird little technical, like, there are things that are, I feel, are to be expected in games, right? At this point in time. And one of the key things is to have a working menu with the basic things. And when those are not present or working good, it's not a good start sign, right? Obviously, many people are not going to encounter this, but trying to put out a video about this game as a being, I guess you want to call it content creator, whatever, but doing video of it and having this basic, just technical weirdness, putting you in a bad mood. I'm gonna try to get that out of the way. So first off, you cannot get into the menu, the settings. I guess this is a menu, but the settings menu until you start the game. So you cannot tweak like the basic resolution, audio levels. You are forced to do a cutscene with just the standard setting. It's not a good thing. Resolution, full screen window mode, audio levels, basic controls to have a quick peek at it should be accessible before entering the game. It's just basic stuff I expect from every single game out there. Demo or pre-alpha or whatever. This is fine for developers. As a user, gamer, creator, video, content creator, whatever, to have the basic things like that, to be able to choose windowed mode, exclusive full screen or full screen, something like that, resolutions, be able to turn all the audio levels to 0 and then, tweak them as you go into the game. Have a quick look at what kind of controls might be necessary before I'm going into the game. Our basic stuff should be here. So, right, so this is a forced borderless full screen windowed when you start the game, right? No matter what you do, you can press Alt Enter to go into window mode, but by doing so, you will also trigger the cutscene. But that's what I'm gonna do, Alt Enter here. Okay, good. I managed to do it without entering the cutscene. Right. Here we go. I got it to window mode. Let's get into the game. I'm gonna try to get out of that mode. What? My Steam controller just shut off? Alright, we'll see if this works with controller or not. It seemed to be a controller game. Right now, there's nothing. I'm gonna restart this one more time. Like, yeah, this is not a good start. It doesn't matter that it's a pre-alpha, just the basic menu stuff should be there. If there's bugs in the game, if the gameplay have some yankiness, that's a different thing. Just the pure basic menu stuff should be working. Okay, now my controller is working. I'm gonna press Alt Enter and we hope that I'm recording and everything's working fine. Forced full screen. And Alt Enter works, and now I'm in window mode again. Let's watch this cutscene. Hopefully everything is still working. Right, so this is another bad technical thing, right? It looks like the cutscene there was max volume, even though I've set the settings here to be very much lower volumes. So save, load, okay. Available.
Je dois absolument trouver Henri et Marraine. Mais où est-ce qu'ils sont?
Okay, I don't know how saving works, doesn't seem to be... Okay. Settings, yeah. Controls, sprint, jump, interact, dodge, cast, attack, jump and dodge on A and okay, so Steam controller UI is working, so we want that to be just A and E, a quick remapping to make it right. So yeah, you can see 15% master volume, and it seems like that was the cutscene was peaking right at maximum volume. So either this is not working or it's not being applied, or yeah, that's not good. Gameplay can only change camera sensitivity. Video, again, there's no full screen or windowed option here, like it's just bad. So the game is going to, whenever it feels like, just force a full screen. You can press Alt Enter to get out of it, but it's gonna not good. You should have a setting in the main menu. You cannot unlock the FPS. I just set it to 244 because I'm locking it in the Nvidia control panel. You can't tweak any advanced settings. We have like an anti-aliasing and a quality settings mode. Obviously this is pre-alpha. That's fine. The performance modes, those are fine, but the screen resolution and window mode are not fine. Basic menu you know, should be available from the first get-go of any kind of user demo being available, in my opinion. But how is the gameplay? Let's see if we can get back to the game. Right. Maybe we want to turn up this activity here. I'm using it in control. My gameplay, not my game Steam controller, not in mouse and keyboard, but in just in gamepad mode. So gameplay, this should be on the controls. This is a very weird place for it to be. Back to game. No, be more. Oh, button. That's works quite like this, maybe. So use right click to look around and left way. Also use A to jump. Ooh. Oh, that felt very sluggish. Nice animation style here, looking nice, but here we go. Looks better. Find my way up. Okay, you have. Here we go. Sure. Graphic here has for this early game here, a decently interesting look.
Ne regarde pas en bas.
Okay.
Ne regarde pas en bas. Oh non.
It's a bit of a wonky here, but it's a very early stage, so like the graphical kind of base style so far. Basic story, but could be an interesting one. Some auto climbing stuff. Oof. Oh, okay, there we go. We're climbing up way to the top. Need some camera work here with going in and out. This section would have worked better with the camera further away or in maybe first person mode. There seems to be some kind of like film grain effect applied here. I think that way. Right. Checkpoint here.
Oh non, non, tout va s'effondrer.
Doesn't think that I can go that way. Okay. Well, yeah. Oof. The view needs to be tweaked. Am I supposed to jump off? Or okay, just walk off. The audio levels were definitely lower that place. But let's see cutscene if it's gonna be super loud or something. Okay. Interesting graphic style here. Okay, dodge that, okay. Probably should have had a tutorial telling that. Graphically it looks interesting. Very hard to tell from this point. Nice little artistic choice. This is made in so far in Unity by... Oh, it's sad. Or what happens if you land in the water? Go down here. almost looks a little bit like the Alice in Wonderland.
C'est toi?
That I haven't played the game, but I've seen some little bit of gameplay. But it almost have a little bit of that look to it. Might be nothing similar at all, obviously, but just the kind of vibe here, looking at it. The audio levels are definitely not, needs a lot of tweaking.
La cabane?
Seems to be really bad. Trying to get them in a good, solid place. Again, it is a pre-alpha, but if this is supposed to come out, if they are aiming for 2025, I don't think they should have put this one out. Oh, very, very noticeable artifacts here. I think it would have been better to wait till you get the base gameplay, everything down, the menu stuff working, the technical there. Because this is, if people play this, they might not get the first impression of the game that it deserves. Because it could be really interesting if you look past the technical stuff flickering. Oh, sorry. But again, you know, there is some weird technical bugs and stuff happening. That's going to color you first impression. That's why it's so important to have the base thing down. Is it... Okay, I don't like sprinting with that button. That's fine. What? Do you have to sprint? Or... maybe? Ah! Could probably play this mouse and keyboard mode for a little bit smoother control for me. Seem to work. No. Right. Mouse and keyboard and the gamepad input will not work together. I never got why you have a sprint in a game that you use the analog stick, because you have walk. Just a full press for a while should be enough as a sprint, instead of having a button to press for sprint on a controller at least. Something. I don't know why you need so much fine grain control for walking super slow. Maybe it will be sneaky. I don't know. Feels like you should be able to maybe remove sprint and have that just being an analog from walking to sprinting when fully utilizing that controller. Okay. Yeah. We're interesting grainy control. Yeah, this is a bit wonky. Oof. Just you do clip a lot. Okay, wow. You had to be on the exact right side there. Okay. Go into the light, my dear. Why is... Maybe that's just me, but I think it feels a bit weird why the dress are like super wavy, a little bit exaggerated. A chromatic aberration. I hope you can turn that one off in the main when they do maybe release a more updated demo or something. Had to use mouse there for that to work. I couldn't use my... Oh. Okay, there's a book floating. Yeah, I feel that the art style and you know, everything, it has a nice little vibe to something going for it, but it's a very wonky first impression here. I think it might have been better if it's going to be, yeah, like don't put out like this. Better to wait, have the demo be more solid, right? Maybe, like maybe, you know, this is more of a modern take back. I'm coming from the day when demos, you know, was, all right, here you have a chunk in some way of the main game, right? You have the menu, you have all the controls, everything down, fixed, solid, and the gameplay pretty much in a very super late stage to show you and draw you into the game. And it seems that demos are more and more just, look, here is some kind of vision of what might be something in the future, and it might be totally different. You can see that by this disclaimer here. I think they should wait with putting up demos that aren't polished. You can do an early demo, but it needs to be really polished, right? Like you feel that, okay, I'm pretty much done with the first level, how I want it to be graphically, maybe, and gameplay wise. So I want to do this, a chunk of this as a demo. That's great. But if you're just like, I've started developing my first stage, and a little bit, I think I have some kind of idea of what abilities might be the game here, what might go in the settings menu. I'm gonna take a chunk of that and make a demo. I think that's not the best way to do it, because that impression is gonna stick with you, the ones that are playing it. So oh, holy mother of volume. And this is of course again full screen, so Alt Enter to get into window mode. Seems to be locked to the 30 frames or something like that. Not great. Kind of weird jumping from a very smooth gameplay to like a very low frame rate thing. So yeah, the audio levels are not like working for cutscene right now. Again, that's base technical stuff that should be done before when having a demo being done, in my personal view. Now it is an interesting has an interesting, you know, feel to it. And an interesting atmosphere. I just think that it probably would have been better if it was done later, this demo. Tutorial. But yeah, the base atmospheric and the art style here seems interesting. I like the character model, animation, nice and interesting. So it could be fun, but again, it's just way early and alright, interesting. Probably would have just waited. Put this one out. Closer to having at least the first stage, like this is pretty much finalized. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, you have to press attack, not only dodge. All right. Maybe update the tutorial there to say that you do a perfect dodge and press the attack button you can do. Maybe. Dun, dun, dun. Probably not gonna play too much longer here to finish this demo because I feel it's too early. I'm not gonna follow it since 2025 is way off. If it gets picked up, you know, or maybe catches my eye in the future, for sure, take a look at it. I don't recommend if you think it looks interesting. I don't recommend you playing it now. Like, follow the game or something, but wait for a better demo, which might showcase it better. Camera is way too close for my personal liking. It clips into stuff too often and it just makes it difficult to get a good overview. Yeah, the audio is super low. I don't think this is working at all. Yeah. Whee! Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I don't think this game deserves me playing it in this state. I don't think you should play it in this state either. I don't think this demo should have been put out there. Not because it's bad or anything, but it's too early. And I don't want to give this game a bad first impression. I'm gonna upload this video just because I wanna, you know, get this point of view out there. I have nothing against this game so far, right? I have everything against this demo pre-alpha being out there. I don't think this is good for the developer of this game. Hopefully I'm wrong. I think that it might be people trying this and it getting a bad, a twisted, right? Twistales first bad impression. Because there are some technical with volume and menu stuff that illusion, window mode that aren't working, that should be base stuff, right? Sometimes the controller just stopped working and switched to mouse mode, so I had to use my mouse and then the controller worked. Those things should not be in any demo at all. Those must be ironed out. The bad impression there. And then you have that takes away from that. This looks to have an interesting atmospheric thing, and I think that it's hard to tell obviously, but the story could work and everything. But it feels too early, so you have too many small little wonky stuff here and there that just are, yeah, might give you the wrong impression. So, or go ahead, try it if you like, obviously. But if you think it looks like interesting, I would say don't do this demo now. The 2025 release date might be a placeholder. Maybe it's next year. But let's say it is 2025. That means that it could be 2 years from now that this might be scheduled to be released. And that means that it probably won't be done with like a first stage in a really good state until maybe a year later, because the first development is going to be the longest one to get assets and stuff done that then you can reuse to other levels and sounds, effects and stuff like that. So I would say that a demo should not be out until again, it shouldn't be maybe a year before the release is planned to be released, when you have at least like one or two, a couple of the first levels, like this is pretty much done. We might tweak some sound input, working gameplay stuff, some assets bit, but this is pretty much our vision for the first part of the game here. Then you can take a chunk of that and make a demo and make sure that the menu are done, right? Because the menu is the first, absolutely first impression that the player will get from the game. So if that is not a good first impression, you're setting yourself up for a little bit of a bad start. Maybe most people don't care. This is a meeting. But it's definitely happened with other games that there just was some technical stuff that just was too janky. So I'm just, well, I'm not even gonna try this one. Maybe in the future, I'm not. But yeah, it looks very solid. Has some very interesting art style. Audio is very hard to tell because the audio levels are weirdly out of place, maybe. Story obviously is very basic so far because you only have a little bit of a taste for it, but it's definitely something there. Gameplay wise, yeah, with tweaking this seems interesting, but again, it's so early, so it's hard to tell. So yeah, that's my point here. If you find it interesting, again, I would recommend to not play this demo. Just be that, oh, this looks very interesting, and hold off. Wait till probably a year if the 2025 release day is accurate, like a year or close to 6 to 12 months, and check if there's an updated polished demo to go in, and then have a first impression from that one. But yeah, I'm not quitting because I'm not interested or impressed with some of the game stuff. I'm stopping because I don't want to get a bad first impression of it. It's actually not negative that I stop. I've stopped other games, and because like this is so bad, it's not worth it. I'm stopping here because this feels like it is. It might be solid. I don't want to taint the first impression. So yeah, but go ahead, try this if you want it yourself. Stay tuned for one more thing that I have planned to try, and you can check back to the channel, leave your comment, like if you think I'm wrong here by my discussion about this early demo here. And but if nothing else, have a great day and bye for now.